Hello friends, this is lesson 5 of NLP Natural Language Processing. In today's lesson we are going to cover the following topics. The first thing is reading raw text from web, and then reading raw text from hard disk, then raw text tokenization, and then converting tokens into NLTK text for applying the functions, and we will give some examples for them. Let's start with the first topic and see how to read the data from web. So in order to access a text from web, you should use this package, friends, URL lib package, and within that we have a function called URL open. This is the module, and you just call it like this one, import URL lib dot request, and after that, for cleaning the text, because we are reading the text from web and it has so many tags, for removing all those tags we need to import another module called here beautiful soup, and within this we have something called a function called get text. So by calling that, it will be removing all HTML tags and it will return only the text for us. That is why we'll be using this package. So how to read that? For that, first of all, we have to mention the URL from where you want to access the data, the web URL. For example, in this case, if you want to access the data from bbc.com news, from there, if you want to access the page, so just give the URL here, and after that, what we have to do, we are using URL lib request and then URL open, and you just give the URL what you have mentioned here. So it will be accessing the data from there, and then we'll be reading the data including all HTML tags. For removing the HTML tags, we'll be using this package, and then you give the HTML file what you have received, and here it will be removing all those tags and returning only the text. So this is the way how to read the text from web. And now the second thing is here what we have, it is reading raw text from disk. For reading the raw text from disk, it means you have your own file, you are not reading from web. So for that we need to use Python built-in open function. We have a built-in open function. You just call this function open, like as I use it here, I say open, and here you have to mention the full path, the directory from where you want to access the file, and then the file name with extension if it has, right? And then after that you will be calling another function called read. So this read function is reading the text from where you are accessing. And after that, the third topic is here raw text tokenization. We will be reading the text from web or from the disk, right? The file, the text. So the next step what we have to do on the text is tokenization. It means we have to convert the text into tokens. You know that tokens, smallest individual units, we have to tokenize in the process of breaking down the text into tokens. This is called tokenization. How to do that? We have a predefined function called word underscore tokenize, and that function will be within this NLTK package. So I'm using NLTK package, and after that I'm saying okay, word tokenization, and here whether you're reading the data from web or you're reading the data from disk, you just mention it will be tokenizing for you. And then you can apply any functions, like for example, I want to see the length of words, how many words are there, and you want to count the words, or you want to, for example, convert all the words to uppercase to lowercase, you want to see the length of each word, then you can apply different functions what we studied and learned from previous lessons. Now converting tokens into NLTK text, this also you have already studied how to convert a text into NLTK text. If you are converting it to NLTK text, then we will be able to apply these functions, like we have concordance, we have similar function, generate, and collocation was there, common context, those functions then you can apply. How can we do that? So you will be using this function from Analytica text, and then you give the text what you have, it will be converted to Analytica text, and then after that you will be able to apply these functions, right? Now let's see all these things practically here. So first of all, we'll be reading raw text from web. So for reading that, I have created an HTML file here for you. For example, here if I go, I have a file here, right? Let me show you where it is. A data set. If you come here, we have something, sorry, it is not here. Yeah, it is here, test.html, right? If you open this, this is the contents of the HTML. Simple text file in order to access a text web, like these things are there. I want to access, just you copy here the URL, this is the URL from where I'm going to access that, and put it here. So I say URL, you read the data from this one, test.html. If it is connected to internet, you can then give any other URL, it will be accessing that also, like here as I mentioned bbc.com, some pages you want. Then here I am using, one thing else friends, you have to remember, this one is used for removing the tags from the text. If it is not installed for you, you just do this one, pip exclamation is there, then pip3 install bc4, it will be installing for you. Any seal, you just create a seal and you paste this, run it, it will be installing. And after that, because we are using it here, right, for removing the tags, HTML tags, then I say result is equal to URL request dot URL open, and this is the URL which is mentioned here. It is reading the text from there. So it is including all the tags, HTML tags, it is reading it, and then I want to remove the tags just by calling this package beautiful soup HTML. This is HTML, this is the name, and then I'm calling another function called get underscore text. Let me execute this part. Yeah, it is executed. Now let's see here. But these are the things, friends. The tags are not there, the tags are removed just by calling this function from this package, right? So all these are the contents. What do we have? It is read from HTML file. This is HTML file. It is reading, right? Now if you want to give another URL here, it will be reading from your URL. Now if you want to read the data or the raw text from disk, so for that we'll be calling another function called open. You just provide the full path from where you want to read. So I said here you go to datasets, and there is a file called input.txt. You read that. It is here, friends. If you come to in the same directory, we have datasets, and here I have input.txt. So it will be reading that input.txt, and then I'm calling the function called read. Yeah, I want to print. Yeah, these are the contents. What do we have there? These are the things, right? Reading the data either from web or from local disk, then we'll be applying another function called tokenization. It means we are converting the text into tokens, smallest individual parts. So for that I will be calling a function called word underscore tokenize from Analytica. So the data what we have here, it is HTML. You download that, or online you can access that. After that you have to remove the HTML tags, and then you can tokenize it, and then you can apply normalization. It means you are converting, removing some of the tags, like you are all converting it to lowercase, removing the punctuations. Then you can apply any other functions like that, right? So in this case I will be using my text from disk or from web, what I'm setting. Then here I have import string. Then here I say tokens is equal to Analytica. I'm calling this function and I'm giving this reference web raw text. It is here, friends. This one I want, right? This one. So it will be reading that, and after that what will happen? one by one the token will be checked. If it is there in this list string dot punctuation, it will be ignoring that, otherwise it will be printing. Let me show you these things here, like string dot punctuations. What do we have here? Let me create another C and print it here. These are the things, string dot punctuation. It is, first of all, we have to execute this part as well, because here I have imported string, and then if I execute this, it will be showing me these things. So here I've said if token is within these punctuations, it means if it has these things, you just ignore that, you pass, otherwise you print the remaining things. So it has print other things. What we had, those things are removed, like so many, we have /n, so many other things are there, so all those things are removed. The punctuations, what do we have, dot is there, colon is there, these things are removed according to the list. If these things were there, so those things are removed, and we have only this text. Somehow it is normalized, not completely normalized, but somehow punctuations are removed, one, and they are all converted to lowercase. Sorry, they are not converted either. So for converting it, just call here like lower. Okay, yeah, it is list, friends, it is not converting. So for that, what you have to do, let me do it like this, token, then I say token and tokens. For loop I'm using. So they are all converted to lowercase, you see. So some normalization we applied, they are all converted to lowercase, and also the punctuations are removed, and they are tokenized, right? According to this one, read the text, tokenize it, and then normalize it. In normalization, what we applied here, we tokenize it, and then we remove the punctuations, and they are all converted to lowercase to ignore the distinction between upper and lower cases. And I showed you these are called the punctuations. If you don't want them, so you can remove it the same as we did. Then you can apply the other functions. If you want to count the number of words, yeah, how many words are there? These many. If you want to see the length of each word within that list, it will be showing you like this, how many, each word, the length of each word. I want to convert each word to uppercase. This is the way they are all converted to uppercase, and then you can convert it to lowercase, the same. I'm using here list, and this list is called comprehension list. If you want to study more about this type of list, you just refer my data science tutorial. You can study and you can understand better. And then here we have, if you want to print only the words whose size is greater than 5 characters, so this is the way. I say you read the word from these tokens if the length is greater than 5. Then it is listing few, because here we have a big list and this is the subset of that list. And instead of that, you can put like small, like lesser than 5. So these things we have. And then you can call string functions like what I'm calling here, started or starts with T. I want only those words which are starting with T, right? This is the way you have to call it. So see, they are all started with T. Instead of this, you can say ends with T, right? We have these things. One by one, the words will be converted. Then we have converting tokens into analytic text. Why we are doing that? If you want to apply these functions, these are analytic functions. What do we have? Analytic text functions. If we want to apply these, first of all, we have to convert our own text into analytic text. And I showed you how to do that just by calling this function analytica.text, and you give the text what you have. It will be converted. Then you can apply these functions. Let me show you here. Now this text is converted. My tokens, they are converted to analytica text, and now I'm able to call these functions. You see how many times it is repeated along with the context. It is searching along with the context, not string searching. Then if you want to see the similarity, whether it has or not, there is no similarity with this one. If you want to generate Yeah, it is generating randomly the text. And then you have another function like collocation. If you remember, pair words like every day, every night, Mr. John, like this, these are called collocations. Like we have Jupyter notebook, running servers, and we have new passwords. These are repeated, that's why it is listing for me 3 collocations over there, right? So I hope you understood all these things, friends. And this was the way how to read a file or a text from web, from disk, and how to apply tokenization and how to convert it to analytical text and apply those functions. So I hope you understood all these things. Thanks, friends.